the blues. Oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye, I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I do.
In the summer of 1974, a young guitar maker named Oscar Graff decided to invite a few friends over for a picnic.
Lord, I thought I would cry.
They played a few tunes,
She's got the kind of loving.
shared each other's company,
When she called me sweet dad,
relaxed in the sun.
it's a beautiful dream. I hate to think it's all over. I lost my heart, it seems.
And they danced up a storm. "30 years later, the tunes, the sharing, and the dancing are still going strong."
Gosh, gee whiz.
Anybody's birthday today? I've had about 5 birthdays today. Anybody had their birthday? It's your birthday. Well, I know it's Dave Tilson's niece Shannon's 20th birthday, and she's been here for 20 blue skies. Where's Shannon? Up there somewhere? Right there. Okay. And it's Sharon's birthday. Sharon. Anybody else's birthday? It was Alex's birthday last night. Right over there. Yes. And we got a birthday over there. Jordan. It's Jordan's birthday. Okay. Sharon, Shannon, Jordan, and Alex. Oh, who was yesterday? Margot, your birthday yesterday. Very good. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Okay. Pick your favorite relation, friend, pal, blue skies person, okay? And if you want, you can even say blue skies, because you know what? It's blue skies' 29th birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shannon and Sharon and Alex and Jordan and Margot and blue skies. Happy birthday to... Let's go back to the 4 chord, okay? So happy birthday, everybody. What a great place to have your birthday. Oh, boy. Happy birthday, buddy. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, excuse me. Oh, local people, are you?
Blue Skies is a small music festival which takes place every year on the August long weekend at Oscar Graff's place near Clarendon, Ontario. Every year, a couple of thousand festival goers, musicians, and old friends get together to celebrate their love of music and cement the ties of community that have built up over the last 3 decades.
It takes a worried man to sing a worried song.
Each year, Blue Skies springs up like Brigadoon from the Ontario woodland. For a lot of people, this festival has become one of the major constants in their lives.
Train came to the station.
Music is still what pulls them all together. You find music around every corner, around every campsite. And of course, there's music on the main stage.
Thank you very much. when our outgoing artistic director called me, she just said, play your tunes, Kev. So that's all I'm gonna do. Play my tunes.
I think musicians generally feel pretty good. Blue Skies isn't like a lot of other festivals. A musician shows up and it's a skinny little dusty road, and then they go down another road, and they might get their car in, and then they have to find how to get their equipment there, and it's in the middle of a field. So, generally speaking, musicians love it because they realize shortly after they arrive that not only is it a beautiful sight, it might be a little bit awkward to get into or get your gear into, but when you're on that stage and the crowd is there, that's why you play music. Yeah. And that crowd will let you play your kind of music. Mm-hmm. And you get the big whack right there, and it's stunning.
By golly, I'll kick them out of town. Tobacco on peasant's wedding gown. Mom, pumpkin folk all crying. No wonder no one saw that flying. The sheriff says, by golly, I'll kick them out of town. That guy tobacco on peasant's wedding gown.
The music at Blue Skies runs the gamut, from the sublime to the way sublimer.
On the banks of the river stood an old slaughterhouse where many a pig lost his life. In horror they'd squeal when their necks felt the steel and the gore of the killing floor knife. There was a fine pig, so pink and so big, that came up from Marmora by train to the slaughterhouse grim, where the chances were slim that she'd wallow or frolic again. Oh, the Marmora pig, yes, the Marmora pig, you'll not get no bacon from a Marmora pig.
It's not as though you get off the streetcar and you're at the folk festival. People who come here, they make a pilgrimage here, and when they get here, something happens, and it makes it a great audience, great people to play for.
So you've been here how many
Everyone has a favorite memory to share, even about the longest standing rule at Blue Skies: no dogs allowed.
My dog Wheatstraw was the only dog who could ever run freely at Blue Skies, because we came here and we just lived in the Chrysler. Reverend Ken and I, Joe Allen was with us, and we had a dog, and they said, well, you got to leave your dog at home. And he said, well, this Chrysler is our home, so I guess you'll have to stay.
Blue Skies has always provided lots of opportunities to play your music. There's an active open stage where festival goers are free to sign up and play for an appreciative audience. And workshops throughout the weekend bring music lovers together with the freedom to explore. Blue Skies has always tried to offer the widest palette of musical styles for its audience. Yes, there are great folk singers and boogie bands, but any given year, you're also likely to hear anything from Indian ragas to gypsy lullabies, from chamber music to scat jazz, even the occasional taste of techno pop. And all in this beautiful setting in the woods of eastern Ontario, far from the city lights.
shower. Regarded to a dandelion ranch.
I will never forget the time that we were invited to be on the main stage as one of the entr'actes. And we got, that's so exciting. I mean, to me, that's kind of, we've done many other venues, but that Blue Skies, all these interested, warm people listening to something a little unusual. I think it's that sense that, yes, let's find out what Mexican tap dancing is like. Let's find out what poetry and music is like. Let's find out what goodness knows, and give it a chance and listen with open ears.
I guess it's the only annual music festival I've ever found anywhere that actually feels like a community. I mean, there are a lot of fun times to be had at festivals all across North America, but this one really feels like a family. You know, there are other ones that feel like organizations that have some of the same people working at them every year, but this one, when you get involved in it, you're very much welcomed into the arms of the community, which is really, it's a nice feeling. Yeah.
This festival is about music. That's what it's about. It's not about vendors and ticket sales and all that. It's about the music, and it's nice and eclectic. It's wonderfully eclectic. You know, it's not just folk music or bluegrass or rock or whatever. You know, there's something for everybody. And all of the music here is honest. I have yet to see a performer that's putting on some kind of act. You know, everybody's themselves here. Immediately performers, their first time here, they realize that the audience that's watching them really wants them to be there. And so they've got this wonderful, wonderful audience, and they just relax. You can see the performers just go, oh, I don't have to do my shtick. I just be myself. Yeah.
One thing I do with the chorus is we build it like a pyramid. So we go, ginne, ginne, ginne. So somebody stays on the ginne, ginne, and somebody goes ginne, ginne, and then ginne, 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 ginne. 한나네 술락이 술루에.
There's a certain quality of the performer that you can just tell whether they're going to be a Blue Skies band or not. I can tell, you can see them, that not only the kind of music, but also the kind of people they are. They're gonna fit in. They're going to be the kind of performer who's going to be a really giving performer in workshops and sharing their experience and their talent.
People will ask me, "Oh, you're going to Blue Skies? Who's playing?" Mostly, I don't know who's playing. They say you're going to a music festival and you don't know who's playing on stage, but I know that the music will be fabulous.
One of the most extraordinary things about Blue Skies is that it's the people who attend the festival who make the festival happen. There is no hierarchy, no boss, and no one has ever been paid a penny as a festival organizer at Blue Skies. But for 30 years, the jobs that need doing keep lining up, and they keep getting done. A week before the festival each year, scores of festival goers give up a weekend of their time to make sure that everything is just right. Some bring skills and tools and expertise. Some just bring their enthusiasm to make sure the site is safe and sound and ready for friends who will be arriving from points around the globe. One longtime festival goer tells the tale of her first work weekend. "I'm not very handy," she said, "but in the days when work weekend labor was in short supply, I went up to lend a hand. I asked a guy what I could do to help. He handed me an electric drill and asked, 'Know how to use this?' 'No,' I gulped. Without changing his deadpan expression, he said, 'Just squeeze this trigger till the hole is as deep as you want. Drill holes through this board where the marks are.' And he just left me there with that drill. Best lesson I ever had in teaching and in learning."
If you're willing to use it when you're done, that's how much you have to clean it.
Every year, there seems to be a project that needs doing at Blue Skies. It might be building a spiffy new outhouse, or a cooler for the kitchen, building a new stage, or cleaning up after the ice storm of '98. Over the years, kitchens, showers, first aid stations, and stages have been built and then replaced as the need arises. Electricity was brought in one year, a well dug another, all by the people who attend the festival. Maybe it's because there's no hierarchy at Blue Skies that everyone does their bit. Jobs need doing, they get done. Problems arise, they get talked out and solved. The one constant over all the 30 years has been the gentle wisdom of Oscar Graf.
It's always been a group thing. It's always been an effort of a lot of people, that the beginning definitely of people that had moved out of the cities into this area here. And we had a sort of a loose community anyhow, getting together for Christmas gatherings and parties and work bees and the like. So it wasn't that far removed from saying, oh, let's get together and let's start a small festival. Let's see who comes. It was extremely loose. Like we didn't have a program. We just said, well, whoever knows musicians, let's invite them. Whoever has sound equipment, let's bring it. Let's cut the grass, and here we go.
The key to Oscar's faith may be his unwavering belief that together we can make a festival. One way or another, come Friday of festival weekend, people start to arrive, just like they have for the past 30 years. Volunteers are there to greet them and let them know the things they need to know.
There's a fire ban this weekend, so there won't be any candles or open flame. Okay, thank you.
They're trying to figure out a way to have the fire safe, but because it's been so dry.
And the parking volunteers, well, they just try and figure out where the heck to put all those darn cars.
You can send me 2 more.
Okay, here we go. I don't think.
Everything is working smoothly.
Okay, how many tents do we have? Okay, here's a tent, and here's a car. Same thing, coincidentally. Have you a waterproof magic marker? No? Here you go. Start scribbling. I want last name and number of people. The pen is kind of defective. You're going to have to sort of fiddle with it to get it right.
Well, almost everything. People lucky enough to get tickets arrive with their things all ready.
We're still looking at these 2 numbers because the guest.
Others arrive with their fingers crossed.
Yeah, you can. It would have been better if you could have just given us the whole ticket.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. These were applications.
Some come with nothing more than a great story.
And I don't know, whoever took out the stubs and whatnot.
I like the packing job.
There's lots of little kids.
Maybe try parking inside the Debbie Blazer. I think you can fit in there. Oh, you are? Okay, going to the grass? Okay, excellent.
Unpacking the car after a long, dusty ride is job one.
Are you going to come back?
There are carts for getting your stuff up to your campsite. What the heck was in that? For some, setup can be a breeze. For others, it's a bit more complicated. But eventually, the job gets done. and people start to settle in. Blue Skies takes place on a very lovely, very small piece of the planet. Each year, 3 or 4 times as many people apply for tickets as the site can accommodate. This has always been a worry and a head-scratcher for the festival. How do we keep welcoming new people, hang on to our die-hard core, and be fair to everyone? It's a puzzler. In the early 1980s, the ticket pressure got so great that an answer had to be found. Ever since, tickets have been sold via a lottery. It may not be perfect, but it's as close as this little festival has been able to come. One of the most important questions, once setup is finished, is, what do I want to volunteer for?
I already signed up. No, you didn't. You didn't sign up at the front gate.
Another poser is, do we eat first or play first? It's eat first for some.
We got Greek salad, some lentils. We got tomato.
It's my favorite. I rush to get this campsite every year. You know?
It's quiet.
Very quiet. But it's also, for me, it's important to camp where I can look out and just see the woods, but still go and enjoy the camaraderie that happens down below. But I'm pretty reclusive and therefore need my time.
All important volunteer shifts to sign up for. And catching up to be done. And dreams to be dreamed. Backstage, things start to get busy. Each year, hundreds of musicians apply for only a dozen or so spots on the main stage. There's a draw to this festival that far surpasses its size.
That's a bluegrass one we do.
And even Blue Sky's security has a song or two to get out of their system before they get down to work. Activity at the gate goes on late into the evening. People still lining up. People still hoping to find tickets.
This is Eileen.
Keith.
Hi, Eileen. It's Marty at the gate.
There are a few snags along the way.
You're in there, can't wait. Where's your bracelet?
it on your ankle? I don't think you have a bracelet. You can put my tent. This would give me. And you came through the gate and you didn't get a bracelet? That's weird. Did you get a bracelet? You got a bracelet? Are you, what workshop did you do? My friend who drove me got a bracelet. She got a bracelet, but I got a thing to sit on my head. Yeah, well, that's part of the mask works. Oh, you're doing the mask? Yeah. Get a win. I'm going. Okay, well, we better give you a bracelet so that you can at least set an example.
But at Blue Skies, the snags get worked out in Blue Skies fashion.
We'll have to work on that one. The timing's all different, right?
Saturday morning sneaks up on the site. Campers begin to rise and think about the day ahead. Volunteers head off to work.
Oh, well.
The cook shack needs to be ready with a scrumptious breakfast and loads of coffee.
I think they put some extra kick in it. I had one a little while ago, and I feel like my engine's just a little running smooth now.
The lineup on the road stretches back forever. Late arriving campers and people with day passes start coming through the gate early in the morning. And folks start heading to the hill. Part of the Blue Skies magic comes from the fact that there are few separations here. Right from the beginning, performers and festival goers have shared the space. Late at night around the campfire, it's often tough to tell whether the person playing is doing a great version of that old familiar song or is the one who wrote that old familiar song. There's a great hospitality area for the performers, where technical details get worked out, and a bit of getting comfortable with this unique setting goes on.
This is my start, boys. Great. Welcome. You can see how full it is, and we're only about half here now. We're going to make this as short as possible, but I'd like to
I like to give you the feel of what it feels like to be at a Blue Skies organization meeting, and the way we always start is by introducing ourselves and saying why we happen to be in this space, what we're doing. So everybody who's here now, starting with, I'll start, and then just start passing it around. Make sure you've introduced yourself. And then we'll yak at you for like not more than 10 minutes max. My name is Aini. I'm the artistic director. Hi, okay.
Thanks for the gig.
My pleasure entirely.
My name's Magoo and I'm your host.
Hi, I'm Kirk and I play fiddle and harp and things.
I'm Oscar, I live here.
I'm Andy and I'm representing the choir, the Blue Skies Choir.
I'm Gavin.
I'm the spurred.
I'm Lloyd and I'm a volunteer back here.
Be very comfortable joining a workshop. And if we were to list the people we've already spoken to be in that workshop in the program, it feels already like something's closed off to you. Nothing is closed off to you. Join everything. And this is the place to do it. If you're ever going to take a chance, do it here.
And let's go have some fun because everybody's here. All those people out there are here to have just the greatest time because they know about this place and they want to have just the greatest time. So we're all here to help them do that. So,
okay.
Good.
At the same time, out front, the main stage gets used for workshop activities. Great masks. A local newspaper once called Blue Skies the last place on earth where you still can't buy a Coca-Cola. In fact, there are no commercial sales at all. You can get your Blue Skies t-shirt or sun hat though, and music by the people playing here this weekend.
What do you plan to do today?
Well, we have 2 kids, so we'll probably spend a fair amount of time around the kids area. And I have sung in the choir for the past 2 or 3 years, and I really, really like that. So I'm gonna go to the choir rehearsals. We're going to, Sam, my 5-year-old, and I just signed up to do bottle pickup at 3, so we'll have to do that. And we might think about going swimming somewhere if we have time.
And then when do you go to the music?
Well, the music. Well, in the afternoon, it tends to be in the day because of the kids. We spend a lot of time at the kids area and doing that stuff. But in the evening, we'll definitely be down at the main stage. We might try and catch some of the workshops during the afternoon.
Are there any acts that you're looking forward to, or?
Well, actually, I'm not even really sure who else playing. But it's always good. So, and there's always new stuff that we haven't ever heard before, so that's part of the fun.
And then, right by his leg, I see a fish go like this. And the fish went like this. And I gave it a... I got down on the ground.
Every bit as big a draw as the music are the workshops. Over the course of a Blue Skies weekend, there will be upwards of 65 workshops on topics ranging from how to play the mandolin to how to identify the Big Dipper, from hot political issues to organic gardening or Swedish massage.
How many of you have toned before? Okay, so we have a few veterans. The important thing about this
is not what we think of as the aesthetic quality of our sound. The important thing is noticing, just paying attention.
While the workshops are underway, let's see what's going on back at the campsites.
You know, it's actually a lullaby.
Well, they built the ship Titanic to sail the ocean blue. They thought they had a ship that the water would pass through. The good Lord raised his hand, said this ship would never land. It was sad when the great ship went down. Oh, it was sad, so sad, it was sad, so sad. It was sad when the great ship went down to the bottom of the sea.
As you may have gathered, kids and families are a big part of the Blue Skies experience. Every bit as much attention is paid to kids' activities as to any of the others. The tie-dyeing and t-shirt painting is always a big hit. And the weekend is jam-packed with just the coolest things for kids to do.
Kids are an integral part of Blue Skies. Ian Tamlin once wrote me a note to say that his thought on Blue Skies as far as kids was concerned was that it was very much like the native camps in centuries ago when they would go to, in the summertime, traditional fishing grounds or traditional hunting grounds, and there was plenty of food and there was plenty of everything around because it was the high season and there was lots to do and everybody could sort of take a breather from life and let the kids run free, and the kids would come back because they all felt comfortable and everybody knew everyone, and it was that kind of a spiritual thing. Well, that's what Blue Skies is, and that's what it is with the kids. Mm-hmm. The kids, everybody looks after their kids, but they also start to let them go a little bit and see that they can come back. Yeah. And that's as exciting as us old guys having your mom come and sit at the top of the hill in an aluminum lawn chair and go, "There's my son down there, isn't that nice? Here's my grandchild," which my mom and dad did for a number of years.
I found at a very young age they were able to be independent here and meet people and hang out and have a great time, and they were safe. And that was a really neat experience.
Well, the music, me and my dad like to come here a lot, just camping. I don't know, just because I got a good time, because I don't have to be myself all the time here. I could be myself, I guess, instead of fool around. Yeah, fool around. We go a bit crazy sometimes.
Say, "Oh yeah, we're going to Blue Skies this year." She's like, "Oh yeah," And of course, Dawn's girls, we come as a whole team. So, so she has her buddies.
She starts talking about it at Christmas time or January. It's like, how many months now? Have we got our tickets yet? And the anxiousness starts. Do you think we'll get tickets this year? And
it's sort of like a family and friends sort of a thing. And I mean, there's great music and dancing. I find even now, there's tons of people that know who I am, and since I was little, I sort of vaguely, but yeah, that sort of community kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the whole year. Finally you go somewhere where kids can run around and you don't have to panic every time they're out of your sight, and you can watch them running around and people aren't scared about that. You can get lost and meet people and wander around at night and not, you know, I mean it's a safe space and everyone's behaving sanely. They're enjoying themselves.
Plucking the strings is pretty well unique to the 5-string banjo. The idea is that you're plucking down on the strings with the back of your fingernail, but it's being driven by the whole force of your arm. Using the wrist and the arm to drive the back of the fingernail against the strings, looking like this. So you notice that my arm is moving a little, and my wrist is moving a little, and the finger is being held still, so you get that powerful sound.
Every now and then there are really special occasions. On the 25th anniversary, Blue Skies produced a commemorative book.
It's a beautiful day. Everybody warm enough last night? Yeah. Almost. Plenty warm enough today, though. Yeah. Well, that's about as dang blue a sky as you're ever going to see anywhere in the entire universe. So what better day to launch? This is a book launch. We've never done a book launch before. This is very special. We're mining new territory here. We're walking on new ground. The very first time in public, for you, our Father. And one for you. And I have one for Carolee that I'm going to give her.
It was created entirely by some very talented volunteers and generated an absolute avalanche of laughter, tears, chuckles, and Blue Skies hugs.
Last year, there was a marvelous thing that happened. There was a little sort of a tribute to Oscar Graff. Oscar Graff owns this farm and rents it out to the Blue Skies Association for $1 a year, though he claims he's never actually seen that dollar. But he rents it out to them, and he's also, though, a world-renowned luthier. He builds the most splendid guitars that there are. I have one of the oldest ones here at the festival, and there were about 20, 25 of us on the stage, and Oscar walked from each guitar and spoke about it, gave its history, description of why he built it, what it was. I mean, he when he sees me, he sees my guitar. He knows exactly which guitar I've got, and and then we were all each encouraged to play a little tune or something like that. And at the end, quite spontaneously, everybody held up their guitar in a salute to Oscar Graff, and he just stood there, and there was about 15 minutes of applause. And it was a powerful moment. It was wonderful.
There are over 40 different volunteer areas that go together to make the festival work. Festival goers devote hours of the weekend to those activities. The teepee is a special place for people to quietly get together and talk and share.
Like the first year it was, what event moved you from boyhood to manhood in your mind symbolically? And I think every year we have had men whose fathers have died. And they've come to this as a way of helping to process that.
So you're like really helping us then. That's the band we need to get.
The pat on the back is sitting at your campsite. It's like
need any
there's no giving you idea.
Have fun while you're doing it, no matter what it is. Right? Blue days come and blue days go. How I feel, nobody knows. Life seems mighty empty without you.
I'm right here, baby.
There's a blue note in the song that I sing. I'm tired of sitting on that side track, watching mainline run. Train, don't leave. Oh, train alive. I'm tired of living no future. I was living on things that I've done. I'm tired of sitting on that side track, watching mainline run. I got no one to call me their darling, love me and call me their hun. I'm tired of sitting on that side track, watching mainliner run. Say train, oh train, don't leave. Oh train alive. Let's pull those to the ground, make room for him as he comes back, see what they're doing to get it right.
Here are those masks we saw being made this morning. Who knows where they'll show up next? Remember, you are the ocean lapping against the shore.
And harder.
Yeah, she's a honky-tonk woman. Yeah, I said, give me them honky-tonk blues. I'm glad you guys don't know what I'm saying. You know, I laid a divorcee in New York City.
Over 30 years, certain traditions emerge. Alongside the kids' parade and the choir, the square dance is one of the most important. And yes, that is the same caller who started it all 3 decades ago. How's that for a hot band?
Are there any serious problems? I wasn't able to watch all of you. Holy moly now. We'll do this again with the second couple leading the dance. Maybe you can pick it up from there. Once again, the important thing, once those 3 couples are in line, right? Once the first couple has circled a half, is you pretty much all 3 of those couples keep on moving at all times. This is the neat thing about this dance, you know. It's just kind of get in the swing and you go down, you go up, and you go down, and you go up. It's all very cool. Believe me. You guys, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. First couple, you lead to the right, you circle, go left, go half of the night, circle a half, circle a half. Inside arch. The inside arch. The outside under, dip and up and go like that. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop.
Just watch him go. And while some are getting hot and sweaty at the square dance, there is an irresistible draw to the waters of the Mississippi, just up the road. One other draw of considerable irresistibility at Blue Skies is food.
I don't have enough for it.
I'll give you some money, Joe.
Food is more than just sustenance at Blue Skies. It's almost a sacrament. From the cook shack to the corn boil to the campsite. People care about their tummies at Blue Skies. Blue Skies campers have been known to whip together some true gustatory delights over the years.
Rice balls.
Smoked salmon with capers.
Even now their dark brown eyes look
Of course, some don't get around to eating at all.
our baggy sails running for the gale, rolling down to old Maui, rolling down to old Maui, boys.
Those are the ones that are too busy, providing some of the most extraordinary dinner music you're liable to find anywhere. And as a digestive aid, there's nothing better than the main stage show.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, welcome to Saturday Night at Blue Skies. Don't forget to volunteer. If you haven't volunteered for anything, it really makes your Blue Skies stay complete. So don't hesitate to go up to the information booth at the top of the hill right over there and volunteer for something tomorrow. Clean cans, pick up some garbage, help with the parking, be a friendly face, just something like that really, really helps out. So don't hesitate to do that, okay? Come on down and be part of Saturday Night at Blue Skies. Oh yeah, sure, you can come on right out. I met Ruth a few years ago when she was playing in this great band called Scrooge McDuck. And Kara and Nikki are new to my knowledge, but they jumped right into Blue Skies yesterday and they've just been joining in all day. So I think they get it. They've been playing festivals and doing stuff for a while now, and they've been getting really great reviews. And Al discovered them last fall and said, we've got to get the Waylon Jennies. So we got the Waylon Jennies, and here they are right on our stage, all the way from the Great West. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Big Blue Skies welcome for the Waylon Jennies.
Thanks so much. Hello, Blue Skies.
Hold on to each other, we will sing.
Put your hands together and welcome our good friends to Blue Skies, the Montreal Guitar Trio.
Blue Skies is blessed with one of the most debonair hosts anywhere. And man, does he earn his keep.
Tomorrow morning, and you gotta be there at 9 o'clock to get your costumes ready. To be able to have a parade, you've gotta have a good costume.
I have an important announcement to make.
Let's go now.
Please do not put garbage in the water tanks by the fire pit. Although it would make a lovely breakfast soup, it makes for rotten fire extinguishing. The big barrels full of water are not garbage cans. Okay? There are lots of garbage cans around. Stay right in there. Okay, and who are you looking for? Okay, here. You want to come with me? I'll give you a ride, okay? Here we go. Oh! There, you're a big guy now, okay? You're just like me. Does anybody recognize Dan?
Crocodile tooth.
Oh, Carol recognizes Dan. Excellent. Is that your neighbor over there? Let's go visit your neighbor. Okie dokie. Okay. Let's go with Carol, and then we'll go and find Mom and Dad. Everything okay at the campsite? Very good. Actually, I should acknowledge somebody. There's been, for some reason, musicians have had a heck of a time with vehicles this weekend. And Alpha, who will be playing later tonight, their van broke down in Kingston, and this guy drove to Kingston last night, picked up the band and all their gear and brought them back. Uh-oh. Okay. What kind of an aggravation do we have here on the stage? Goodness gracious.
So nice to see you.
Well, folks, these are some newer and some very old and venerable Blue Skies fans.
I'm just a rambling round, just a wandering worker. Yes, I go from town to town. Police make it hard, Lord, wherever I may go. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. My brothers and my sisters are stranded on this road. A hot, dusty road.
Right from the start, there's been a strong desire for Blue Skies to be more than just a music festival. The organizers have always bent over backwards to make sure it was also a musicians' festival. A warm and supportive environment for young performers to kick off their careers. A place where musicians who might never get a chance to play together otherwise can dive into the deep end.
Wow, acid flashback, man. Wow. Far out.
I ain't got no home in this world anymore.
A place where there can be a seamless flow between fronting the show, backing up a friend, and relaxing in the audience.
Make it hard, wherever I may go. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. As I look around, it's mighty plain to see. This wild, wicked world is a funny place to be.
And sometimes, a place where we just get down and boogie. Sartorial splendor is not unknown on the Blue Sky stage. And the dancing sets standards round the world.
was happy with the girl blues. Well, I like trains. I like fast trains. I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains. I like fast trains. I like trains that call out through the rain. I like trains. I like slam trains. I like trains.
One hard and fast tradition is Saturday night had better darn well close with a great dance band. We've got feet, and we know how to use them. Ooh la la. What do I remember most? One performer reminisced. The Aurora Borealis display during our finale. We turned off the stage lights and all looked up. And the band just kept on playing. Fantastic. And after the show is over, a stroll around the fire pits will let you know why, for some Blue Skies goers, it's the campfire music they remember best.
He's all mixed up about peace and love. I think his direction needs a bit of a shove. He needs a suit, a tie, a job and a car, a pair of cufflinks and a fancy watch from a wife and kids that drive him insane, and lots of percodan to maintain his 50-year-old brain. And it's kind of a shame.
But I'd visit the club. I got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you. I don't get around much anymore. Well, darling, I guess my mind is still at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memory? Well, Noah walked with God, 'cause God thought he was just perfect in his generation. The man that God just, and the world was filled with giants, men and women of renown. And God was not control. He made plans to bring them down. Take me back, take me back, take
shoulders, and I know I can't win. Take me back again. I would call him to plead, but I don't have the nerve, 'cause the thing that I need, I do not deserve. If my love was high, it would burn this house down. It's all of the lies that were told, but it's only a fever that burns deep inside, and the longings of a broken down soul.
The mining town has been shut down and the families have all gone. Way down below you can hear that sound, hear that lonesome song, and hear them calling. Hear them calling. Hear them calling. Hear us calling. Clap your hands. Hear us calling. Calling to you. Come on. Hear us calling. Can't you hear us calling? Oh, hear us calling. Calling to you. One more. Hey, hear us calling. Can't you hear us calling? Hear us calling. Hear us calling. Calling to you.
Sunday morning dawns over blue skies, just like Saturday, but completely different.
So what time did you get to bed last night?
Well, probably about 1.
Yeah?
And I was out here probably about 5. This campfire went all night, singers all around it. It's wonderful. Yes. I had a guitar and a old style mandolin. And good singers all night long. Very pleasant. Last year I was down in bluegrass and I had a guitar player on one side and a drummer on the other, and they weren't doing anything in unison. And I didn't sleep, so we needed a new spot. We found a good one.
It's a quiet, slow kind of morning. Relaxed and laid back. But not for long. Somewhere back in the mists of time, Washboard Hank decided it wasn't fair that only the people who wanted a good night's sleep were mad at him for staying up and singing all night long. The solution? Get all the kids on site out making noise and music early on the Sunday morning.
Just have a good time. And the more people that go in the parade, the better it is and the more fun it is. Most of the adults don't realize how much fun the parade is.
ever since, the parade has been an absolute Blue Skies tradition, and everyone is miffed at Hank, just the way he planned it. I bet we're going to see some of those masks. The parade visits every single campsite as it snakes its way through the festival. Fair is fair. And what a great way to kick off your Sunday.
Total variety.
How many years have you been coming to Blue Skies?
Let's see. I think about 17.
Wow, that's a lot. How many things have changed for you here?
Well, every year there's something that improves. There's something like mysteriously appears. Like one year there's like 4 new outhouses, and then the next year there's urinals. Well, I mean, those may seem like small things, but they're pretty important. And then, like I think last year they made these beautiful signs that sort of have like mosaics on them at all the workshop sites. So things like that happen. What else? I get more relaxed as the years go by, and it's harder to dance all night. That's my personal thing, yeah.
What do you enjoy most about Blue Skies?
Well, it's really, there's so many things, it's such a rich mix of everything going on, it's hard to pick. But I like the choir. I love the choir. I think the choir is like the best thing in the world. And what else? Well, let's see. The parade is pretty darn good. And the dancing. Those are my favorites.
Do you have any interesting stories about your experiences here?
Let me think for a moment. One thing I remember that I had a special pleasure in was one time during the gospel workshop, and it was a few years back there, it was like really open and anybody could jump up, and I got up with a bunch of my friends on stage and got to be singing in the gospel in it and in front of it at the same time. There was a whole lot of people there. I like that feeling of being inside the music, and that was great, yeah. Or getting to yell out, sing this, and sometimes people do, yeah.
How do you feel about all the camping here?
I love it. I love the camping. It's very exciting, except in the morning when people are going, oh, I was up since 4 a.m. and you just went to bed. And it's kind of like, there's a lot of conflict, you know, and sleeping arrangements. But the camping is wonderful, except for that little fact.
Are we happy in the parking lot?
Oh, people are just ecstatic.
Of course. Even on Sunday morning, the volunteer jobs just keep on going.
Oh, thank you for doing this. And how can you stand it on Sunday morning?
Oh, it's easy on Sunday morning.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
So how long did this chore take, gentlemen?
Hours. When you say? Oh, it's that. I think symbolically it was hours.
How long did you have to hold your breath?
Oh,
15 not at all.
Yeah.
The smell?
15 minutes if you count the walk there and back.
Really great.
Oh, really? So it's pretty quick.
Oh, it is. It is. Well, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
As professionals, Joseph and I.
Blue Skies is awfully proud of the quality of its facilities. Attention to detail is the hallmark of everything we do.
Gotta get back to get another sponge.
First you walk, then you talk, then you sing, then you shout.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
First you walk.
We got it.
You walk, talk, sing, shout.
You can always find the people's music at the Sunday morning gospel.
Well, I said I wasn't gonna tell nobody, but I couldn't keep it to myself. But I couldn't keep it to myself.
It's the place to go to open your soul to song.
I wasn't gonna tell nobody, but I couldn't keep it to myself. The Lord has done for me. There it goes. You ought to been there. You ought to been there. When He saved my soul. When He saved my soul. You ought to been there. You ought to been there. When He put my name on the scroll. When I started walking and I started talking.
One year, flushed with the exhilaration of an hour of joyous singing, one stalwart asked a first-time Blue Skies friend if he'd gone to the gospel. Oh no, he flinched. I stay as far away from that stuff as I can. What he didn't know was that the Blue Skies gospel is definitely not a tent revival. It's a musical sharing of the joy of being alive and the sorrow of being human. It cleans your soul and charges your heart's batteries. There are those darn masks again. Blue Skies has always wanted to share the magic as widely as possible. One way has been through Blue Skies in the Community, the festival's outreach program. It sponsors this beginner's fiddle orchestra, along with several others. It also runs summer camps, assists with concert series and workshops for aspiring songwriters, and pitches in wherever it can to share the simple pleasures of music and community.
1, 2, 3. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Here's that darn choir everyone's been talking about.
Take it from verse 2. We'll lead it into
Around 10 years ago, Andrew came to the group, and Andy, of course, has been involved with Blue Skies for a long, long time. And he has been an artistic director, was the artistic director in the 80s for about 3 years. And as a performer and a player, and he got involved in teaching and then this whole choir thing. And he came to the group and said, I've got an idea, I'd like to have a choir and put a choir together. And we all went, oh yeah, sure, yeah, put a choir together. Yeah, and have a little sing song around the campfire, that'd be great. And well, right from the get-go, it was obviously a serious venture. They all had fun, but they worked hard. Andy had planned and worked on the arrangements and the music and had a definite plan, and it was great the first year, and it's grown from then. It's just gotten bigger. There's a core group now that shows up that knows the parts and knows how to sing, but everyone's invited. It's very, very inclusive.
2, 3, 4. Jack and I had a conference after rehearsal last night and had to rewrite a little bit of the next section.
I love being part of the choir. Just to be surrounded. This morning, for instance, our 9 o'clock rehearsal, our noon rehearsal was wonderful. I felt, even though I don't know that many people in the choir, I felt so together with everybody, connected. It was wonderful. And to work with Tom Layton and Andy Rush is really fun. They make it a lot of fun. But it's amazing what we're able to do in such a short time.
2, 3, 4. Boom, bop, ba-doo-da, ba-doo-boom, bop. Big tummy sound. Open up. Boom, bop, ba-doo-da, ba-doo-boom, bop, ba-doo-da.
The one that I really remember the most is a few years ago when it started raining in the late afternoon, and it rained for a couple hours, and at 7 o'clock it was still raining, and the choir did their warm-up and went on a stage, and there was a hill full of empty blankets with no people. And as soon as we started singing our first song, everybody started coming. Up over the top of the hill, there were just throngs of people coming to hear the choir in the rain now that we'd started. And that just made us all go, they're all coming to see us in the rain. It was one of those Blue Skies moments.
Good, again, 1, 2. Nothing but blues. Good, the alto lines. Nothing but blue, nothing but blue.
All of a sudden we all started singing and Andy was conducting and he says, stop, you. And everybody looks at me and I'm expecting the worst and I'm shaking because I think I was 12 or 13 and I was really like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? And he goes, if everybody followed me, like, what's your name? Like Lauren, follow me, everything would be fine and we would be all set to go. And I was like, oh. I was so scared, and it just made me feel like I was at home, and I knew, and I was part of the group, and it was really nice.
It's nerve-wracking as hell to be
decide what's going to, because you're taking a risk, what's going to work and what's not going to work. You can't make it too difficult because you really will blow it.
If you make it too easy, you don't keep your mentors and masters, and we're really dependent on a lot of choir members that are bloody good musicians, and it's got to be fun for them, or to keep them coming to help us learn it.
Yeah. You know, the thing that gets me as well is so many choir members actually, like in a Blue Skies weekend where you're camping, the whole time people will actually bring a lovely outfit to wear for that performance. Like, God, I love these people. Oh, who else will do that? You know, and it's like, doesn't that tell it all? You know, I mean, it's just.
I've been in the choir for about 4 years now, and it's been absolutely the most healing experience that lasts with me throughout the whole year. It's just absolutely fabulous. Blue Skies does a lot, but the choir just sews it all together. It's a wonderful experience.
And it's totally changed Blue Skies for me. Because it does take up a fair amount of time. There are 5 practices of an hour and a half, so you really have to build your day around being in this choir. But it is just so much fun. We get so much joy and feeling of accomplishment out of doing this. You know, even though the performance only lasts 20 minutes, it's just, we get, 6 hours of joy from doing it.
I've sung in a whole bunch of choirs everywhere, but this has got to be the most fun. And I can't tell you what a blast it is to sing Puccini in the open air in the pouring rain with a bunch of people in shorts who haven't bathed for 3 days.
D.C. Al-Coda, from the beginning to the final passage. Come Monday, all good things, even the Blue Skies weekend, must wind down for another year. Packing up at Blue Skies means leaving the land just the way we found it. There are no cleanup crews or maintenance companies that come in later. Every bottle cap, every cigarette butt or juice bottle has to be cleaned up. All the tarps and equipment and paraphernalia must be stored away till next year. After all, we've only borrowed the space for a weekend. The most important meeting of the Blue Skies year is undoubtedly the Monday meeting.
I really loved having the carts and having a lot fewer vehicles on the site. I think it improves.
Everyone at the festival is invited to come and let everyone else know what they think.
The area that was for children was just fantastic. I think it's wonderful.
Okay,
I'm short. Yeah, try to let everybody hear you.
I'm a short person on the hill when I'm on a blanket, and I'd like to see the discussion of blankets and chairs on the hill opened up again.
Stand up, Marie. Umbrellas. A big hurrah to everybody. I don't know if it was the fire ban or the canisters, but there were far less butts everywhere around. So.
Every comment is written down without discussion or argument. Each one is then directly addressed at one of the 4 other meetings that lead into next year's festival.
For the open stage and having a little more organization and going around and inviting people to come and participate on the open stage, maybe a list or something to get people out there and feeling welcome to get up and play would be a good thing.
Just thank you. This is my first visit to Blue Skies, and I literally stumbled in here with an amazing amount of luck, because some people at the front gate who I got to know informed me. and I've just had a marvelous time here, really marvelous. I can't go on to all the things. I was in the choir, I was various workshops. I guess the music just all about, and the sense of community here. And I just didn't understand this when people were saying, well, it's the 25th anniversary. And I just didn't know how this is sustained. And I think this is why I came to this meeting, and I just looked around. And, my goodness, I already feel part of this community.
The infamous fall meeting.
We had Bob and Heather, who isn't here today, but Bob and Heather in the first aid with all.
This is the meeting where festival goers are invited to step forward and take a larger role in making the festival happen.
We had Jennifer Wilson. Is Jennifer here? I didn't hear you talk.
There are about 40 different areas that need to be coordinated, from garbage and recycling to first aid to hiring performers.
People who are coming to the festival.
The 40 or so folks who make up this organizing committee are known as hats. Not coordinators, not directors. You can put your hat on, you can take your hat off, and when the time comes, you can even pass your hat on to someone else. As one long-timer put it, hats. The very word conjures up a casual kind of overseeing. It was the perfect solution. It still is.
We're the only festival that I know of in the province or in the country that is entirely volunteer run, and it's a gift and an honor to be able to facilitate the work that all of the volunteers do, and the coming together as a facilitator, watching the organizers become a cohesive unit, working together, hearing each other, learning from each other, putting together a product that is then Blue Skies is magic to me.
From the very beginning, Blue Skies has been a do-it-yourself kind of festival, and it remains that way after 30 years.
And how many activities, is it broken down to different activities?
It depends entirely on the goodwill, effort, and commitment of a very large number of people. People who are willing to roll up their sleeves and pitch in wherever it's needed.
And she seemed pretty happy.
And I'm willing to be challenged. Like, tell me if you feel differently. I just feel that is a job for a person, and I don't want Monday morning on top of it.
It's a place where people give each other space and respect and purposefully try not to step on each other's toes. And they try to give each other the room to just be who they are and enjoy other people's company and celebrate music and celebrate coming together without commercialism and advertisements and corporate sponsors and just people with people. And that's pretty much the magic of Blue Skies, is that there's no ulterior motives.
Welcome to the September meeting. My name is Randy Weeks. For those of you,
This festival very rapidly reached the limits of its growth.
First time that I've been standing up here instead of sitting back there.
Since the early 1980s, Blue Skies has sold out of tickets every year and left twice as many people on the list, hoping to get tickets for next year.
Sponsors. Few volunteers, I'm not exactly sure the numbers, to help get with the performance.
It starts fairly early.
If there is a message, it may be that there is room and desire and need for festivals like this, and that a group of people can make a festival happen.
It's like a session with a closed group of girls, and then the same closed group come back the next day and
having a great time and being thanked by people.
Of something that happened.
The payoff can be lasting, soul-stirring, and profound.
Blue Skies has healed parts of me, and I know that. I know that there have been years in my history when, metaphorically, symbolically, I've been hanging on by my fingertips, waiting to come here and be real and be whole and dance and sing and be hugged and hug and and dance some more and look up in the sky and see something I've never seen before and never expected to experience in my lifetime. So I know Blue Skies is very personal, and you know, in the 26 years I've been coming here, I've been married, divorced, had children, you know, mortgages, had jobs, lost jobs. I mean, I've lived my lifetime too, and the Blue Skies has given my life continuity. It's always been here.
It was just like a happening, you know. But I don't know. I mean, this place is sure. I have the title of the land. I'm the owner of this place, but I never felt ownership over it. I always, maybe coming from Germany, have a really strange feeling about owning a piece of wilderness.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So having a place that people can share makes a lot more sense, than having no trespassing signs.
Yeah.
And it grew organically. I mean, there are these bunch of people that come together, once a season, and you say, sure, let's do it, let's have fun. And all of a sudden, of course, you say, well, yeah, but there are responsibilities, there's all the stuff that goes with it. And as an organization, we grew with that too, and we learned how to deal with it, But it was always just, here's a piece of land that can be used for this purpose,
Well, I'm sure as everyone would say, including myself, grateful for your generosity of letting us use this land. Myself, Blue Skies is a very huge part of my life, and it's wonderful that this site is here and this community is here to be a part of. And it's great that with other folk festivals, there's sponsors, there's advertising, and there's none of this here. There's none of the Coca-Cola or Pepsi.
Yeah, well, that was I always objected to that part of it. That you can only have fun or can have a gathering when you have huge amounts of money and organization behind you. And I always felt that no, we have enough energy, manpower, financial resources even within our community, that you can do that without having to go that route, and same thing with crafts booths and all that. I mean, we all have to make a living, but there's also a time where we all want to play, and let's not mix them up.
I just want to do a reportage of Blue Skies Miracle number 3,714 happened for me personally this weekend. We arrived here on Friday night after the usual delays, and the first thing that happens is my wife loses the most valuable thing she has, which is that fish purse that people see her walking with, and it has the car keys and the credit cards and the money and all the necessaries for the weekend, and we're freaked, and we come down to the back of the stage to report it, and it was turned in a minute before we arrived there by some little ones who said, this must be important. They brought it in. Brigadoon speaks of random acts of kindness, and I think if we had some sort of reportage mechanism to report yet another Blue Skies miracle of people helping people to demonstrate what this community is really about.
Imagine a couple of thousand people all pitching in together, not for money or advancement, but just for the chance to create a few golden moments under the summer skies.
nothing we can't do that we can't be. If I believe in you, and you and me, it's in our hopes and in our dreams. Sometimes the fear is not quite what it seems. There's a longing for a spirit free and wild, in the unspoiled imagination of a child who takes your hand and simply stands face to face, heart to heart on common ground. We all stand on common ground with a voice that's clear and strong. We can sing most anything and share a common bond. As sure as there's tomorrow and today, as sure as people's son, children play, there's those who laugh and those who cry.